Hello and welcome to the Gamepodular Twitch channel. I am your host Hilka. Joining me as always is my co-host. I almost said the wrong name. Scott, how are you doing today?
Well, who are you gonna say?
I was gonna say Rosalie.
Okay, so I'm below Rosalie. Okay, good to know.
It's just, I think I said this in the last stream as well, but the cadence that I put on for the Twitch intro is the exact same cadence as I use for End Focus. And so I just sort of go on autopilot just a little bit when I start speaking. I mean, that's the thing about streaming, right? Is I've made this comparison. I've definitely made this comparison before, but a lot of streaming is just word association, because it's bad to have dead air on stream because people will get bored and distracted and stuff, especially nowadays. I don't know if you've seen people recently. So you just talk, and sometimes it doesn't entirely make sense. And oh my god, okay, interesting. And then you just sort of go on autopilot, or at least just full-on stream of consciousness, just saying things. And there are some things that you do have to say, like if you like the kinds of things that we do, you can go to patreon.com/Gamepodular and send us some money there. You don't have to, of course. I know we say this every time, but it's tough out there. Take care of yourself first. But if you got some extra cash, you want to send it our way, we would very much appreciate it. And if you do it on Patreon, you'll get the outtake compilations. And also, we have our first bit of semi-lost media on the Patreon as well, although you don't need to pay for it. The unsuccessful start to the Outbound demo stream, I put it on the Patreon. It's a free reward on the Patreon, so you don't actually have to, I don't even think you need to be a free member. I think it's just that is where it is hosted, and if you want to watch the 10 minutes of my voice getting progressively worse with a couple of solid jokes, you can. But we didn't really feel like it would be a good idea to just put it on the YouTube channel normally, because that would have just been kind of weird, because it wasn't strictly speaking a good stream. It was 10 minutes long. Yeah, we don't have anything like that on the Ko-fi yet. I know I've been saying this for a while now, but I'm trying to figure it out. I just haven't really had the time to look into that more. But if you do want to send us money there, you can. It's great. We get the money either way. And what else is there? Right. You can listen to our podcasts at gamepodular.com or your favorite podcast streaming service of choice. We put out a new End Focus this week about Mixtape. It was very good. I think it's I'm never not proud of the podcasts we make, but I think this is genuinely one of my favorite episodes of End Focus we've done in a while. We do some actual serious art-based games criticism about Mixtape, because I thought the discussion around the game, discounting all the industry plant stuff from Twitter that's completely worthless and not worth thinking about, we talked a lot about music and nostalgia and the way that music influences your life, the thing that Mixtape is about. You can do that on our website, your favorite podcast streaming service of choice, or YouTube, youtube.com/@Gamepodular. You can watch streams on our Twitch channel, which you might be doing right now, or you can watch VODs of those streams at youtube.com/@Gamepodular streams highlights, where you will also find stream highlight compilations and the occasional YouTube short. Okay, and you can join the Discord. You can join the Discord with !Discord in chat, or you can find the info on our website, gamepodular.com. I think that's all the things. Okay, so I think it involves charging. We're playing Iconoclasts today, as you can probably tell. Hey, I figured it out.
Congrats.
Alright. Right, I don't have a block in this game. I'm sort of like... Because I'm juggling a bunch of games at the same time, I sort of have to remember how to play this.
Yep.
Old man, what are you doing? Oh, right, we're with Royal. If my eyes do not deceive me, you are that infamous EC boat Captain Myron. I do not have time to spare. I would urge you to trot away like the truly lopsided steed that you are. Damn, dude, lopsided steed. How dare you, sir? You are hereby arrested on account of being wanted at the highest level on orders from Mother. My mother has children to mind, not laws. You are being disrespectful. I've come here to face my true bête noire, my boy. That which obstructs my bourne. It's about a monstrous being, dwelling below these spines. I cannot fathom what purpose such a thing would serve. While I wanted to try and stop this prankster, that which ruins my charted lands. Oh, that's a comma. I was like, that's not a complete sentence. But no, I was thrust from the waters near the mountain base and then settled here. There's nothing like that in this world, you fool. I pity you coming here when you did, as there's no safe way downward or upward. This mountain... Ah, right, yes, okay, I understand. Since the monster had its way. Point me to the location of this monster. I would have the powers needed to destroy whatever this creature actually is. The magician is fooled by his own tricks, it seems. They're not tricks. Go ahead then, boy of white. If you fail, I will be rid of you, and the key pilferer behind you as well. You can probably guess where this other key leads. As you both perish, you will likely bear witness to the negligible nature of your lives on this planet. Damn, this guy talks fancier than I do, and that's saying something. It's a planet without permanence. This is no place for monuments or history like those tall tales in the precedes. You believe that, and you're making a map of the planet? Then who is the fool? My power will show you the strength of this faith. Does that include executing me later on, then? It's a ritual, not an execution. It can be both. Two things can be true. Oh, goddamn. Oh, this stupid laser. Have you, I don't just want to like rehash everything that we said in the podcast episode, obviously, but have you played Mixtape?
No, I have not. But from what I'm hearing, it is very much recommended.
I mean, that's the thing, right? I do recommend that everybody play it. Hello. But I didn't actually like it like super much, but I think it is still worth playing because I think it's very interesting, and I think the discussions around it have been very interesting.
Okay.
I should ask that of you, soldier. I was ordered to go and get some controllers. I drew the short straw out of my squad. This is where the one concerned form and decide to carelessly stack their invaluable creations. No respect for the divine from anyone. These truly are the end times. I think these are really old, sir. The factories don't have resources to make more these days. Wait, this area is meant to be locked down. Am I to believe that all these were sealed away years ago? Why won't anyone inform me of anything anymore? Probably because you're running around with a traitor? Sir, are you aware the concern really wants to speak to you? A while ago, I managed to receive my first message in ages, and it was a message to everyone. Something about recording you doing something in the lower caves? Uh-oh. SpaghettiOs. Well, it is not the first time recently that one concerned people seem to forget who I am. It is not their place to judge how fate guides my decisions. But never mind that, soldier. Have you been here long? Another person suggested we are trapped on the mountainside. When I left HQ, there was a huge earthquake or something. It knocked out most of the cameras on the mountain and it shut me out from the road back to HQ. HQ radio still worked at that distance, and they just told me to go down here as they tried to fix it. So, like, this is A, definitely a boss arena, and B, my guess is that all these little robots are gonna, like, amalgamate into one horrifying monstrosity.
Yeah.
I've been here for more than a while. With this many eyes, it is very difficult to back one out. So that old fool was right. Some culprit caused a severe earthquake here. Was that us? I think that might have been us. I can't remember. The white tribe. Oh, it's very close to the shape of the white tribe, but that is not an icon to be put anywhere but a holy place. No matter, I will destroy it. A representation of the white tribe in a place like this cannot remain. There are some symbols on here. I don't know what they imply. Maybe it was letters that wore off. What a tragic monument. I mean, it's got a big L on it, which I assume means we're going to lose the first try.
Maybe they're on a learner's permit.
Okay, it's not quite what I was expecting. Oh, right, these things take a couple minutes to destroy. And I have to use the bombs to knock it back down, I think? Oh, health. Don't mind if it... Royal, get over here. Okay. Oh, right, these stupid flying things. Uh-oh. This is trippy as hell. Leave me alone. Oh, right, yes. And then these control the elevator. Oh, God. Not the elevator, the doors. There's a lot to keep track of here. And then once the door is closed, I can no longer fire bombs down. That's curious. Oh, God damn it. And the reason I ask, obviously, is, you know, mixtape is still on my mind. Like, I finished playing it on... I started and finished playing it on Monday. Like, the game's, like, 3 to 4 hours, depending on, like, how much time you take for some of the segments. And it was very interesting. Oh, yeah. That's... Oh, that looks so cool. Because I think the, like... Oh, my God. Did they just rocket? About, like, how music is so entwined in how you perceive your memories and also just experience life. And that, like, resonated me a lot more than the, like, late 90s John Hughes style nostalgia did.
Yep.
Because, like, I was not, in fact, a teenager in the late 90s. I was 4. And also, I didn't have the, like, wacky teenage antics that happens in this game. I've never run from the... Oh, my God. I've never run from the cops because I was drinking in public.
You gotta do that.
Okay. I hope there was a checkpoint. Okay. There was a checkpoint. Not the one I was hoping for, but... we take those. I was really hoping it would checkpoint as soon as the ship came down. And I also, like, one of my favorite parts of the episode was Rosalie came with the idea that we make, like, our own mixtape of, like,
Okay.
not necessarily that part of, like, time, but that part of our lives.
Yeah.
And I loved making the mixtape and also sharing it, talking about it.
Nice.
And I also experimented with, I used, like, chapters on the YouTube version. I figured out how that works.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Oh, damn it. Okay. Okay, well, at least I know I'm doing damage. So you can see the health bar tick down. Oh, damn it. Okay, I got greedy.
You're doing pretty good.
Hell yeah.
There we are.
Well, we got out of the mountain. See, there's nothing you can't accomplish by just a good application of explosives. Couldn't affect that beast either, like the plants in that easy water town. I feel ill. The deed has been done. My nemesis has been vanquished. It can no longer reshape the lands, and I may yet have my depiction of this planet be permanent. Unless there are more. Let us not think such negative thoughts. Then again, how will I move my vessel back to water? Be quiet, old man. Let's not be upset. You knew about that machine. What was that thing? I told you, it is a large machine that can decide the shape of the surface of the planet. I would think it's some sort of slave module to perhaps a core intelligence. I have only observed its presence around these parts in the last few years. Shut up! Why would he have created such a large disruptor? Why wouldn't I know about this? Be calm now, boy. You will feel more at ease once you stop looking for reason. Imagine the planet as a machine. I'm sorry? I have seen much in my excursions. Sentience that is not part of anybody's scripture. Boy, let me explain things for... Are you ready for an exposition dump? I guess he isn't. Sign of a true leader. Girl, I hold no grievances against you anymore. Make the most of your life. This planet must be on death's door. By my impressions, it will probably last for a while yet, but perhaps embrace what is left in your life. I will find my underlings. I still have a map to finish. Without your ship, apparently. That insane man has finally left. I will get rid of this monstrosity. Team Rocket's blasting off again. Oh, something flew away into the sky. Oh, it's gone, along with that crazy old pirate. Disregard his madness. I will take you to safety. Yeah. You're definitely the one who's been doing all the work. Where are we anyway? Oh, we're over there. Okay. So let's see what's this way first. And while we're talking about things that were discourse on Blue Sky, what is your like weirdest pick for this is a game I want to see like a modern day remaster of? Not like a full on remake, just
Ooh.
it can do like 4K and 60 FPS and works on modern systems. Ah, Salvation. You like a bit of trust
The
in me.
weirdest one.
Yeah. Like, aside from all, like, when I say weirdest, I mean, like, there's a bunch of obvious ones that kind of everybody wants, you know? Like, Bloodborne.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, the really famous ones from the past. But this is one that a lot of people wouldn't mention. But that you really want.
What I really want. Oh, that's a good question. I mean, I gotta say, probably one of my most thrown out there, Shadowgate.
Remind me again? I've heard the name, but I don't remember off the top of my head what that is.
It is it was originally it's a point and click adventure game from Mindscape. It was originally released on the Mac 1987, but I remember it being on the NES.
Yeah.
And also they did do a Game Boy Color re-release.
Really?
Oh, actually, what's
On the Amiga
I'm just having a look at
and
the
the
Wiki.
Atari ST as well?
Oh, actually, it was re-released Microsoft Windows, Xbox One, PlayStation 4 in a collection. So not a port. Apparently a port in 2024, a port for the Playdate handheld console was announced.
No, for real? The
For
Playdate?
real. Ooh, Shadowgate PD.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Man, the people who own Playdates are like they're the real sickos. Complimentary.
Yeah.
Like it's such a cool idea for a device that I at the same time don't really understand. Right? Like the crank at the side, you can use it for like a lot of interesting and weird things that people don't really think about, but at the same time I can't really imagine it making any existing games any better. So like it is one of those things where you just kind of have to try it to see if it actually works for you.
Yeah.
New path that cracked open in the flooded cave.
I mean, to be fair, it'd work. Yeah. To be fair, this would work really well on the Playdate. Oh, it's such an. Oh, I so want a Playdate. Like, it's too much to justify for the price.
Yeah.
But I so want one.
How do I do this again? Actually, I don't think I have to go down here, probably. The flooded cave. Maybe I have to go back a little bit. let's save first of all. Because like the sort of one that I talk about, for me, the one that I talk about a lot, and therefore probably doesn't qualify because it's too like normal of a pick, is Kid Icarus Uprising, obviously.
Oh yes,
you've heard me mention it a lot. If you have watched any videos or streams that we've done. But my like sort of dark horse pick is Marvel Ultimate Alliance 1 and 2.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. They're like not available like legally anymore because they got delisted, I assume because they lost the Marvel license.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they weren't originally... Okay, they were released for like... They would have been released for like 360, wouldn't they?
Yeah, I played them on 360, in fact. But they were also on PS2.
Mm-hmm.
And PC, and I think Wii as well. Maybe I don't know for sure about PS3. But oh right, and I can't now. I have to because I can't get through there anymore. But I found a PC version, shall we say? Found a copy of the PC versions a while back, and yeah, it's still just so much fun. I can't remember if I've told this story on the streams before, but it is like how I was first introduced to a lot of Marvel characters. Like the example I always give is Nick Fury.
Yeah.
Like the MCU version of Nick Fury is played by Samuel L. Jackson and is inspired primarily by the Ultimate Universe Nick Fury.
Yeah.
And so the Nick Fury and Marvel Ultimate Alliance is, let's say, original flavor Nick Fury. And so when like Samuel L. Jackson showed up, I was like, what an interesting casting choice. He looks nothing like the Nick Fury I know. To be clear, I wasn't like mad about it because it's Samuel L. Jackson and he rules. He's a great actor. I just, was, I guess, surprised.
Yeah. Fun fact, Samuel L. Jackson was in the latest episode of The Boys.
Was he really?
Yes.
I'm waiting for the season to finish before I dive right in, which I don't necessarily think I need to, because like there's enough of that show, because this is like what, season 4, season 5?
Season 5. Yeah, the next one is going to be the last one.
I thought this was the last season.
Oh yeah, so this is the last season. The next episode is going to be the last episode.
Okay. Yeah, I've been wanting to watch. I've been meaning to watch The Boys for ages, and now that interesting. Right, yes, and now that it's about to end, I can like watch it all really quickly. I do like me some Eric Kripke produced TV shows. Obviously. This again is not news to anyone who's watched anything we've ever made. I've also been like his other show that didn't really take off, Timeless. I've also been meaning to watch that. Because it's got a premise that I like. I like me some weirdo time travel shows. I mean, I like DC's Legends of Tomorrow. Of course I like weirdo time travel shows. Like, that show's so funny. And also, I'm not ashamed to admit that I liked a bunch of the reboot Doctor Who.
Oh yeah.
Oh, damn it. Admittedly, like, I kind of fell off it a little. Like, I still watched Matt Smith's run, but it wasn't very good.
Yeah, that was who was the writer for that?
Stephen Moffat,
Yeah.
the UK's. I was about to make a joke about the UK's greatest monster, but like,
Oh.
there are so
No,
many better candidates for that title.
Yeah.
I can't even say like the BBC's greatest monster. And as far as completing the trifecta goes, I did watch some Sherlock. I watched, I think, I think I watched 3 seasons. I don't know if I finished season 3, because like I liked seasons 1 and 2 all right ish, but even in season 3 it already started, like, even in season 2 it already started like really dropping off in quality. And then like I didn't even watch. I know for a fact I didn't watch season 4. I don't even know if I finished season 3. And then like the H Bomber Guy video came out. Ooh, could you ban that person, please?
Yep. Let me grab onto that.
I'm using person very liberally there, I think.
Yep. Well, they've all been sorted now.
And then the H Bomber Guy video came out, and at the same time it was very cathartic to realize, it wasn't just me. This show does actually suck. But also, like, I feel kind of weird about that video, right? Because I agree with a lot of the things in it, but I do think it sort of fundamentally changed. Like, it got so popular that it sort of changed YouTube media criticism a little bit in a way that I'm not super fond of. Like, X is garbage and here's why just became like a YouTube title format for a bit.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I was sort of, I feel that way with the whole Fallout 3. Because was that the first one, or was it the Doctor Who one that was the first?
I think Sherlock was
This
the
is
first
garbage. Okay.
But yeah, I think, like, I mean, I'm not really a big fan of Fallout 3. I didn't play a lot of it. It just didn't really connect with me. But I think a lot of his criticisms of that game are a little overblown, to be honest.
Yes. Going through that video, because I enjoyed Fallout 3, because I played originally on 360. Got a little bit annoyed when New Vegas came out, because it was radically different from Fallout 3. But I still enjoyed it back then, because when it first came out. But, I mean, after watching that video, it's because I never played the original Fallout, and he does make the distinction that compared to the original Fallout games, Fallout 3 really does fall short, whereas New Vegas does keep that spirit.
Yeah. And sort of that's why I sort of wonder about criticism in general, because the, I guess, for lack of a better term, the attention economy being what it is, like the idea of criticism as entertainment, I mean, that specific idea has existed for ages. Like, you know, you got your Siskel and Eberts, your Cracked.com, like, oh, there's something over there. But I think especially on YouTube, it has become a little prone to, like, exaggeration for comedic effect, maybe undercutting your actual criticism a little bit.
I mean, in that sense, we can blame someone blame AVGN for that.
I mean, a little bit, I guess, but I more blame, like, the followers of AVGN, by which I mean, like, the Channel Awesome crowd, because not all of them seemed to understand that the AVGN was, like, a bit. You know, like, oftentimes the AVGN did, like, it was sort of a combination of his own feelings and jokes and, like, exaggerating his feelings for the character. But that sort of morphed into, these are my own feelings and I'm going to add swear words to them. And that's how the Nostalgia Critic got famous. I mean, the Nostalgia Critic's also a character, obviously, right? Like, if you compare the way the Nostalgia Critic thinks about media and the way Doug Walker thinks about media, they're not totally different, but they're also not the same. Okay, who do we think this is? Yeah, it is Mina.
Oh!
Some kind of ninja. Aren't you cold, though? Anyway, what's been going on? That's mad. That annoying captain is still around, I guess. Listen, I will not give up on returning your favor, girl. I'll help you get your brother back, I promise. Gustavo, the traveling EC doctor, knows his stuff. We should find him. He treats anyone, and that probably means he learns a lot. He'll probably be hanging out near a settlement. He showed me this insane transport system to the right of here, too. Let's use it. Aha! We got another fast travel point. Yeah. Probably
No, sorry.
This one?
Yeah, to go back to somewhat back to discussion about what we might want to see, like a remake.
Yeah.
I just seen like a re-release. The Wizards and Warriors series.
Never heard of that one either.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this was back in NES. Made. Let me check where the actual Warriors 2, because this was remade by Zippo Games, which was acquired by Rare,
which has then been acquired by Microsoft.
Yeah. No, actually, it was developed by, the first one was developed by Rare. But no, this was a because it was released in the NES. I think I've really only played the third one, which is the Warriors 3. And it was just sort of like it was a platformer, but you sort of went around into like a big town city and went underground. You actually became like a swordsman, or I think a mage, and a thief.
Okay.
It's so cool because like you had townspeople around. This is back in NES days. You had townspeople around, and if you were a thief, they would come at you and attack you.
They would just know instinctively that you're a thief because you look like a thief?
Oh, yeah, exactly. Like you actually turned you into a thief, which lets you have certain abilities to break into and open stuff, and yeah.
And this was like a first-person dungeon crawler kind of game?
No. This was a platformer.
Oh.
Like something. Think of something like Metroid or Castlevania.
Interesting. Because a game I think about a lot, just occasionally, is there's these like there's a series, not series, but there's the like first person like grid-based dungeon crawler kinds of games, like I think like one of the more recent ones is like, is it Dungeons of Dreadmore? That was like kind of a big indie hit like 13 years ago.
Yep.
But there was one of those for the DS called Orcs and Elves.
I know what you're thinking of. Yes.
Where you would like
That was
draw your magic spells on the bottom screen. It was so sick.
Yep. And do you know who developed that?
I used to. I know it's like actually kind of a cool name.
id Software.
Yeah.
This was because I believe this was actually it was a phone game first, because John Carmack was really into making games for phones, like before the iPhone. And then it got ported to the DS.
Legends of Grimrock is, I think, the name I was trying to think of.
Oh, okay.
Not Dungeons of Dreadmore. Dungeons of Dreadmore.
Ah, yes. Yes, no, I can see the one, yeah.
Huh, I thought this would charge it up. Interesting. But yeah, like, to go back to the less previous point, like, criticism as entertainment is a difficult thing to think about, I think, because it is possible to undercut your own criticism by trying to make it entertaining.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is not where we were supposed to go. We could maybe go to the underwater settlement. And you sort of have to ride that line when you're on a platform like YouTube, because you obviously like want people to keep watching your videos, so you make them entertaining. But if you want to present yourself as a critic, then you do actually have to make sure your criticism is still good. And to be quite honest with you, like I think we've talked about this on stream before, but I like H Bomber Guy as a researcher and as like a critic of everything except video games, basically. Like, I have disagreed with so many of his video game takes, and like I try to give him the benefit of the doubt in that, like, I can usually see where he's coming from, I think, but I just categorically disagree with his conclusions.
What would be probably the biggest point to for that? Like, what do you think is the biggest one where you vehemently disagree? I'll give one for example.
What's it called?
Yeah.
Doom Eternal.
Oh yeah.
I think we talked about this on stream before as well. This wasn't even in a video. This was just on like Twitter, I think. I think he also talked about it in a video maybe. But there's this enemy like the Raider or the Ravager or something in Doom Eternal. Marauder, yeah, who works very differently from every other enemy in Doom Eternal because you have to like just wait until there's a very specific opening for you to actually be able to attack him. And he really hated that the game tutorialized that. And I'm like, I feel like if you spent your whole game teaching the player a very specific playstyle of, you know, move around a lot, pick the right weapon for the right spot, make sure you like use a good combination of melee and ranged because stuff like that, and then you design an enemy that works completely differently.
Yep.
I feel like it's a good thing to, you know, let the player know rather than just have them have to find out manually and like die a frustrating number of times before they figure it out.
Yeah, because the way Doom Eternal is that like they say it's about weapon switching, but really, if you're playing at like a standard difficulty, you can pretty much take down really any enemy with any weapon. Like it may take a little while, and there are certain tricks of some enemies to get them down quicker. But I mean, if I'm playing the game, like I'm usually using the super shotgun and taking down everything. But the thing is with the Marauder is that he doesn't play that way. Because you can't just shoot a BFG bullet at it and expect it to do any damage. He will avoid it. And so you do like the game does tutorialize quite a bit in there. Understandable, but for the Marauder, you definitely do need that.
Yeah, and he hated that, and I thought he was full of crap.
Yeah, and you know what? You can turn off the tutorials.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, no, I completely agree with you. My one is that he did he compared the later releases of Dark Souls 2 because they had a little bit of enemy change. And it was apparently like a more difficult version of it.
Yeah, like the Scholar of the First Sin version.
Yeah, but he compared it to the Japanese version of Super Mario Brothers 2, and I'm like, no, that game still the same menus, but it's completely different levels, and that's not what this Scholar's update was. It's still the same levels. It's just maybe different enemy placement. So that's my one.
I think similarly to Star Wars, I have decided to stop having strong feelings about Souls-likes, just for my own health. Because I have said my piece on them in that I don't like them very much. And yes, I have tried a bunch of them. I finished like the first Star Wars one, like front to back, and I tried I've tried Bloodborne, I've tried Dark Souls, I've tried Elden Ring, like,
Yeah.
but the way that some people talk about them is just rancid, and I don't care to hear from them anymore, basically. Doctor?
Doctor?
Doctor? Are you my mummy? That episode of Doctor Who, like, scarred me for life a little bit, I think. Like, have you seen that one?
Yes.
I will never be able to look at a gas mask the same way ever again. Man, it was Stephen Moffat. He reminds me a lot of, this is such a me comparison, and I do apologize, but Stephen Moffat reminds me a lot of Vince Russo. And I don't necessarily expect you to know who Vince Russo is if you're not a wrestling fan, because he is very much a figure from the world of wrestling. But he is, I guess technically he is still alive. He is a writer who did a lot of work in WWE's Attitude Era and even more work in killing WCW.
Okay.
Because his approach to writing is just as much of everything all of the time. So more title changes, more surprises, more like people turning evil and people turning good. Just straight up car crash TV. Everything happens all of the time. And after a while, that gets really exhausting to watch. And you kind of stop just being able to invest in anything because everything might change at the drop of a hat because Vince Russo couldn't pay attention for more than 12 seconds at a time. And that, along with a bunch of other financial stuff, is ultimately what killed WCW. But the problem is that Russo, he also did some good work during the Attitude Era in WWE. And so Russo, like Stephen Moffat, he has good ideas, but he needs someone, like, to keep him in check, basically. He needs someone to say, okay, we'll take this idea, and we'll refine it, and we'll make it good. But you do not get to be in charge. Because that's how we kill our company / media property.
Yeah. Too much of an auteur.
I wouldn't use the word auteur necessarily, especially not for Russo. Like, I can kind of see it for Moffat. But Russo, like, it's important to remember that Russo, his, like, bad ideas outnumber his good ideas, like, 30-1.
Okay.
And generally, when I think of the word auteur, I think of someone just like, who has a very specific vision. I mean, I guess Russo did have a very specific vision. It was just embarrassing. I don't know why I'm over here. Can I? No, I can't. In the game, I'm just sort of yapping. Can I just jump there? Yes, but then I can't. Oh my god. So do that. Whoops. I can't remember how I did this. It's been a while. Oh, just like this. But yeah, Russo, he had a lot of terrible ideas and still continues to this day. Like, he doesn't really work in wrestling anymore because no one will hire him, and frankly, I don't blame them. So he just has a podcast where he whines, basically. Okay, so desert. But yeah, anyway. So Moffat had a bunch of, like, individually really good ideas for episodes, but similar to Russo, he should never be in charge of the whole thing. Because,
yes.
I mean, we saw what happens when he does, and that's how you get dinosaurs on a spaceship. And the moon is actually an egg for a big monster.
And the mystery of the Doctor's name.
Oh, yeah. And I saw an interesting post about this on Blue Sky from, I think, Lady Emily, the YouTuber. And I do agree with the assessment that, like, I think a big part of why Doctor Who is a bit less popular nowadays is it used to just be on, like, Netflix, and now it's, like, spread out over a bunch of different streaming services. Because, like, the new stuff is on, like, Disney Plus, but if you want to watch, like, the slightly older run, it's on, like, Amazon Prime or something, and he was on other stuff for a while, and it's just harder to access. But also just, like, the era of Super Hulock is just kind of over, right? Not just because two of those shows aren't running anymore, but I think the way people interact with fandom is just different now.
Yeah. Funny enough with Doctor Who, in Australia, it used to be actually easy because it was always on the national broadcaster, the Australian Broadcasting Channel, or ABC for short.
Nice.
Not to be confused with, not to be confused with the American one.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's a lot of people got annoyed because, and rightly so, because ABC, if you're in Australia, it's free. It's a national broadcaster.
Yeah.
And so you have stuff that's like there's no ads. Oh, well, they'll have ads for their own show, but none of these like intrusive ads, just like usually in the beginning. But yeah, they'll still have they'll have their own. They have their own shows that they get in. Like, I didn't realize Dragon Ball Super is apparently now on ABC.
Nice.
Yeah, because that's wild to me. Because like, okay, like that used to be on like Channel 10 in Australia back in the day, which was the same channel that had The Simpsons. I mean, this was like morning, like sort of like weekday morning cartoon. Dragon Ball was.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, we are due for a break.
We are, yes. But I did see, but I wanted to let you finish your thought.
Oh no, that's all right. Yeah, but the thing is, with Doctor Who, it's always been like the original series was always on ABC. ABC, and so like all of them, like the David Tennant, Matt Smith ones, all up to the Jodie Smith one, and then with their recent Disney acquisition, it went on Disney Plus. And now that's not, and now Disney are now dropping that. So, God knows where that's going to be next.
Oh yeah, Disney's dropping it. Oh, weird.
Yep.
God, I still can't do anything here. I think. No. I mean, this is buildings, which means settlement, which means the Doctor might be here. Alright, this minigame again. Yeah. I don't know if you've... To finish the thought on fandom, like, I don't watch... Oh my god, was it... I just wasn't doing the jump correctly. Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't know if you've been watching The Pit.
I know
HBO.
about it. I haven't watched it yet. Yeah.
I haven't either, because I don't like hospital shows, basically.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's supposed to be very good, right? And I have read some stories about, like, the way people are acting in the fandom of that show. Most likely because it is, for a lot of those people, their first sort of interaction with fandom as a concept, beyond just, hey, I like this show, but, you know, being online and engaging with, like, fan works and stuff, and being in communities for it. And it's really bad, apparently.
Oh.
Yeah. There's, like... I think the most egregious thing I saw was there's an actress on the show who's currently doing, like... who's currently performing in a play on Broadway. I don't know what play it is, but it is a play on Broadway. And there are people, like, paying cash money to go see that play, and they are, like, heckling her from the audience during the play about stuff her character did, not in the play, but on the pit.
Oh my goodness. It's just because, like, they're considered like a sort of a bad character in the series?
I don't know.
The pit?
I don't have enough context for the series to tell you that.
Yeah.
But that's messed up, right? Because, like, A, that's just bad etiquette in general for people. B, that's also bad, like, performance etiquette. Like, you don't heckle... Like, it's not a stand-up comedy show. You don't heckle people in the middle of a Broadway production. Sit your ass down and watch the play. Anyway, it is time to take our break. Yeah. So we'll be back in a couple of minutes, and we'll be more Iconoclasts. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
And we're back.
Hello.
The other, like... Oh, whoops. God damn it, no, stop. Like, weird fandom thing that has been happening is... Again, I know I talk about wrestling a lot, but it is something that I spend at least 4 hours a week engaging with, and so I think about it a lot.
That's all right. That's all right. I like to learn. I'm thinking it's good. I'm learning a lot about wrestling.
Yeah. Hello. I think both in general and in the context of wrestling, people have gotten too comfortable getting too, like, familiar with performers. Because specifically in wrestling, that has been a problem for literally decades. But especially nowadays, like, I don't watch WWE anymore, but I still sort of keep up with what's going on because it's kind of hard not to. They are still the biggest wrestling company in the world. Oh, right. I'm supposed to do that. But so I saw like a story coming out of WrestleMania where a pro wrestler named CM Punk, who has, like, his character is that he's very loud, outspoken, anti-authoritarian, man of the people kind of gimmick. But he's also, like, a huge star. Like, he's one of the biggest stars in wrestling. And explaining why that is would take, I think, the rest of the stream. So I'm not going to go that far.
Okay.
But let's just take it take it as read that he's a big deal. After or during, like, the weekend of WrestleMania, which was, fun fact, a full weekend. They had shows on Saturday and Sunday. A fan, and I use that term very loosely and in air quotes, went to the hotel that all the wrestlers were staying at and just harassed him and his wife.
Oh, God.
Like, straight up just harassed him and his wife because he wanted, like, like pictures or videos or whatever. And WWE does go out of their way to say, like, hey, you know, when, like, if you see, like, wrestlers out in public or at the hotel, just leave them alone, because you know, they're not obliged to be working 24/7. You know, if you want to meet them and get a picture, go to one of the meet and greets, that kind of thing. That's all very logical to me. But then there are people who just decide that, no, actually, I'm going to bother people when they're trying to have a quiet meal with their families. And then this guy, and notably, CM Punk got mad that this random stranger was harassing his wife and shoved him. Just like, get out of our face, give you a shove.
Yep.
This guy, he had the audacity to A, call the police, and B, like, publicly demand an apology from Punk.
What?
Yeah. Like, dude, you are demonstrably the asshole here. And you want CM Punk to apologize to you? Get in the bin. Just absolutely dog water human being.
Yeah.
And I think, like, not to be sort of an old man yells at cloud kind of guy, but I do think, like, having virtual access to a lot of these people through social media does increase that level of parasociality a lot more in a way that I don't think a lot of people can really handle.
Yeah.
And that has made it kind of dangerous to be a public figure in the entertainment world. which is not a great feeling. As someone who is trying to, you know, be in the entertainment world. Or you've got, like, obviously, like, female streamers get this the worst, but it does happen to male streamers as well, like, because, and I think it is one of the most dangerous thing, well, not dangerous, but one of the most awkward things about streaming and content creation in general is a big part of it being, of you becoming successful is either being authentic or pretending to be authentic, because that's what people sign up for. Like, there are people, I'm sure, who you know, start watching you for, like, oh, this guy's really good at Fortnite trick shots. I don't know. I'm just saying things. But then they stick around because they find you, specifically you, entertaining. Yeah. And you have to kind of encourage that a little bit in order to, like, find an audience and grow an audience. But then you get the thing of, like, just because someone is being, you know, nice and friendly does not mean that they are your friend.
Yeah.
And that doesn't always seem to register with some people. Which is how you get cases of, like, well, this streamer had to move because someone from their community found where they live and showed up at their door.
Ooh.
Which is a horrifying thought. Like, I don't, you know, I'm under no, like, impressions that we are a big deal, you know, because we're not. But just in case, I have completely blocked off the windows behind me for reasons other than just lighting. And to be honest, for me personally, it's less of, like, I'm scared of people becoming obsessed as, like, a fan, and more just I sometimes say things that will make a certain type of very online right-wing person very angry, and
yep.
I do not want them knowing where I live, because they're the violent ones and the dangerous ones, and so I will elect not to share that kind of personal information. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is an area we haven't really explored that much of yet. Which, I mean, I guess means we should, but I also have no idea where I'm supposed to find this doctor. And to be honest, like, oh, right, this was, like, spooky, scary times. Please, give me. Yep. Okay. There was no place to get oxygen there. Ooh. Okay, we're back here. Thank God I save frequently. Because, yeah, we've already checked the Shard Wastelands, I think. Yeah. The, isn't there like a one concern, like, camp somewhere here? Oh. He could be... If he is... Okay. The doctor could be over by the tower. Because that's a settlement. I would consider that to be more of a settlement than like a one concern like camp would be. So how do I get to the tower? It's in the forest, which I think has a fast travel point. Because it's this one. Yeah. I do genuinely wonder if we're ever... I mean, maybe there have been, right? But if there weren't, I certainly haven't heard about them. But I do wonder if we're ever going to have like a serious, like academic, like research study into like the prolonged psychological effects of social media use, basically. Because, I mean, we know like a lot of them are built around like, you know, the dark patterns kind of stuff that's designed to keep your attention as long as possible on the app. And that's, you know, horrible, obviously. Okay. But when you add like the level of parasociality that you can get from social media and online content creators on top of that, it does sort of create an awkward mix of things that can go very wrong and have gone very wrong. It has... I was right. It was the tower. It has never been easier to start a cult, to be honest. Remember to put your heart lifting on the legs and not on the back. For whatever reason are you here? I repaid you for the thing a while back, but I could still help an old friend one more time. That would depend me. I'm not used to being asked. How come you're here? Heard of this crazy place being opened up now and that strange people come out. Perhaps somebody happens to be bleeding, I thought. Nah, I was just curious. This place is crazy. It is. Crazy needs a different kind of doctor. But really, why are you hanging around? Maybe we're the crazy ones, but we want to sneak inside the one concern. That is crazy. I don't want to help you do that, ladies. But you know of a way then. It's about saving the life of someone. You know we can handle ourselves. This is straight up entering the mouth of the dragon, Mina, and I personally don't know how to do that anyway. Thought you liked to help. Robin's brother will die if nobody does anything. Yeah, you have a Hippocratic oath that you will do no harm and will not bring people to harm. So you're legally, ethically obligated to help us. Unless this world doesn't have the Hippocratic oath anymore. He'll either scare you away or tell you to go away. But I'll let you meet him. Shockwood. Okay, so that's close. I do like... Oh, there's 2 chests up there. Okay. Sorry, we're not going after the main plot yet. We're dicking around in the tower some more.
Oh yeah.
I do like that I'll mark it on your map is such like is so video games, you know? Like who says that outside the context of video games? Maybe like a specific kind of like geological researcher? You know what? I know I said we were... No, I'm changing my mind again. We're almost there. But yeah, like I generally like social media in that it has helped me, like it's given me a lot of opportunities, it's helped me meet a lot of bunch of cool people, and it helps me keep in contact with them, and it helps me see, like, keep track of, and when I say keep track of, I mean like it helps me keep up with people I am a fan of, like the work that they do, because if they're like a YouTuber, sometimes they do things that are not hosted on their own channels, that kind of thing, and it helps me like, ooh, this person posted a thing that they made and I would like to see it, and that's great. But
you know, we used to have, back in the day, there was another way you would do that. It was called forums.
oh,
Remember forums?
I do. The dream. I again, I've made this comparison before, and I think I've made this exact joke on stream before, but I know I might be slightly hypocritical when I say this, because Gamepodular does have an official Discord server and not an official forum, but God, I prefer forums to Discord servers so much.
I view Discord servers as someone you can just have a quick chat with someone.
Yeah.
Like, not have like a specific thread. Like, you would have threads of like, you know, what happened during this event, or yeah, that's what the discussion was. But
yeah. And you could have... Wait, no, this is just the same thing again. And there wasn't this, like... Because Discord servers, they feel like they have a more implied pressure to, like, be engaged with them, like, all the time. Whereas on a forum, you're much more likely to be, like... You can just, like, check in every couple of days, because forums don't send you notifications whenever somebody posts something.
yeah, it's like you want to put down your comment on a forum post, you just and just leave it there, and then you might get notified that, oh, someone has replied to your post. But yeah, it's not like when someone single is just posting everything, it doesn't just bing you every time.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know how to proceed from here. Because, like, you know what? This really strikes me as I might get another ability later that lets me interact with this.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm going back down. Sorry for wasting everybody's time. Yeah, and this is something that I really liked that I didn't really touch on in the discussion about the mixtapes on the mixtape episode, but it is true. Like my first sort of thing that I started finding music through was YouTube. Like I did the thing that a lot of white guys my age did is I found Dragon Ball Z AMV set to Linkin Park on YouTube and was like, yo, this Linkin Park band rules. And that's how I got into Linkin Park.
Yeah.
But a lot of the music that I found that I discovered in my teenage years was through the escapist forums.
Okay.
Like I loved going onto the escapist forums, and there was this really big music thread, and I would just I discovered so many bands through that. Bands I still listen to this day, like I don't know, 16 years later. Like Streetlight Manifesto, Ailstorm, I Fight Dragons. Oh. There was my first introduction to the internet horror stories creepypasta was on an escapist thread. I got feedback on my writing on the escapist forums. I miss it. Hello. Why are you giving me away, Gustavo? These are no threat to you, Ash. One of them's an EC2. I'm not blind. I got you more pain relievers. How are the aches? Why do you seek to enter the one concern? This girl's brother is being held in there. He'll be killed. Little woman, if her brother is in that place to be killed, he has most certainly wronged him. It is only right. Oh, come on. So your concern? You look just like an agent. You even do weird tricks. Why are you out here hiding with an EC? Wouldn't that make you sinful too? Gustavo, why did you bring these ballers to me? Hopefully to discourage them. We all get the desire to wrong him at trying times. We tell ourselves it's for the good of someone else, or perhaps we simply tell ourselves it's fine just this once. Humanity's greed needs to be controlled by him above. I've broken the deepest of oaths, made worse by remaining out here. Perhaps no more hope remains for me anymore. Let us play on one of those self-serving exceptions. I've not been able to put my abilities to use for a long time. It's making my body feel like 100 snakes are feasting on my innards.
Oh.
Damn. As part of my divine punishment, as one who elopes from his bonds of duty, defeat me here, and we may know if you could handle the one concern. This is discouraging. Nobody is perfect. No life is perfect. Label yourself the correct faith and all is taken care of. I'm sure there's a freedom in having simple ways of thinking. Yeah. You don't say. You'd need strength and stealth to make it inside the one concern. Show me you have both. I would not cry if I happened to kill you. Now fighting's for sure not good for you. You should use tactics. Switch characters by ducking to hide, then pressing the wrench button. Hide when it suits you, and rush attack your enemy when they have lost your trail. You can still attack in character not in play. Interesting. So great entertainment. Can you defeat that which you cannot see, little women? Hiding until your enemy loses you a schoolyard knowledge. simple bush could hide your scent. Okay, noted. At least attempt to both hide. Well, I can only control one of them at a time. Chillax, my guy. Where did you go? I see you. Ah, damn it.
Ooh.
Thought I could get to him first. Hehe, gotcha. I was wondering what these small pools of water were gonna be for. Wow, he's got a lot of health too. Frustrating. I'm gonna level with you. I don't love stealth games, mostly because I'm very bad at them. Which makes the fact that I like Assassin's Creed games even weirder.
No, I think because that's a core element of Assassin's Creed, the stealth. Whereas something like this, like you haven't had to rely on it, and all of a sudden now it's just thrown upon you.
Yeah. There you are. He's down there somewhere. Now he's up there. Ah, the stupid crates. He's back down there. Oh, come on. I think the only stealth game I was ever actually like kind of good at was Metal Gear Solid 3.
Mm.
And even then I played it on like the easiest difficulty. I was on my way back to the hiding place. Screw you.
Mm.
Okay, he's back there. Okay, well, I kind of understand how to do this. Yeah. I am. Jerk. Haha, come on. I can get away with this. Nope. Or I just missed. Oh, come on. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that one's on me. I started firing way too soon, and that's how he noticed where I was. I will take the L on that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So he can block now. That's exciting. Oh, there we go. It's like if the fight against the end in Metal Gear Solid 3 was more annoying. Spill the beans, G-Man. Come on. Well done, little women. It reminded me of games I used to play with my daughter. Careless games, it turns out. She wanted to be like me. There's divinity in what we are, they say. But us guardians, the ones that make agents and leaders in war, are almost all in physical torment. Not one we can heal, pains that are caused by the blood's mixtures. For me, it is hard to keep faith when it hit me harder than others. I don't feel halfway to divinity, I feel halfway to the grave. My daughter, she volunteered for the transcendence procedure. And if someone in your bloodline has ascended before, the family genes are more fortunate. It is still up to him if you even live through the procedure, however. I tried to interfere with my daughter's procedure, but the scientists aren't going to let the offspring of a previous success go. My level of interference has forced me here, in immoral hiding. We're all outcasts here. An illness keeps me from being able to procreate without passing the disease along. The EC faithful shun me for it. Gods are unkind, but I don't have to be. I can give you one hope of entering the one concern. The west entrance has a camera outside. The door is set to always open when something is near it, but that camera has the ability to override that by referencing a database. If it finds no match to the person approaching, it will automatically lock the door. The camera was faulty last time I was near the concern. Nobody has resources anymore, so I will assume it is still faulty. If it doesn't recognize something as a person approaching, it will not activate the lock. Disguise yourself as something inhuman, or something strangely shaped, and you may bypass its system. My coat? That's silly, Robin. That's just a stylish coat bot. It's a code for people, so surely... it's a code for people, so surely I'll still look like a person. Their stature is such an oversized thing, it may be hopeful to you. I'll take it as a compliment. Okay, let's go try that. Thanks, Ash. I wish you wouldn't go, but if you do, always wear clothing fitting for the weather. You hear? Okay. There's also, like... That exchange did also remind me of something I have also been sort of mulling around in my head for a while.
Yep.
And that is about just like kindness.
Yep.
Because I like to think I'm like a reasonably kind person. I certainly try to be. But you know, I don't do it out of, you know, I give a lot of people the benefit of a lot of doubt. Maybe some of them more than they deserve. That's still sort of up for debate for me at this point. But, and I do this because you never truly know what a person is thinking, what's happening to them when they say or do certain things, or something like that. But it is important to remind myself that this is an active choice that I'm making, you know? And I make this choice because A, it, you know, it makes me happy, and B, it is how I hope a lot of people treat me. Because I'm no stranger to making a bad first impression. But so there's a treasure here somewhere. And so I hope people can like give me the benefit of some doubt and get to know me better and realize that I can be fun and good to be around. But
you don't want to make people uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back to the one concern at the top of the snowy mountain. Gotcha. But yeah, it is, you know, an active choice that I'm making, and it makes me very sad when you see people, especially those in government, choosing not to. And, like, not just not making that choice, but actively choosing not to engage in behavior like that. And
yeah,
especially when you're in government, I do believe, you know, call me crazy, but I think the government should serve the people it's supposed to represent.
Shocking.
I know, that's just this weird and wacky opinion I have. But yeah, it's just very frustrating when people decide to be horrible to each other. And it's always, well, not always, but especially, like, seemingly, when you look at the people in government who are choosing to be horrible to the people they're supposed to be representing, it is, by and large, especially when you look at the United States, but also they're far from the only country that has this problem. Even the Netherlands has this problem. For, like, their own benefit and the benefit of like their like corporate friends, right? Like that's sort of one of the big problems in the Netherlands for a long time, and arguably still is, although less so given who's in the current governmental coalition, is our prime minister for like 15 years was Mark Rutte, who is now like the head of NATO, which is not, I don't love that. And his party, the VVD, is like socially fairly progressive. Not as much as I would like, but you can do a lot worse. But economically, they were very like pro-privatization. They were neoliberal, basically. They're neoliberal capitalists. Yes. And that meant that, like, stuff in this country got privatized. And he was very, like, you know, pro-business, lower taxes for businesses. And that's how the Netherlands kind of became a tax haven for American corporations as well, right? Like how... I don't know if it was specifically EA, but there's a bunch of like big video game companies whose headquarters, for legal reasons, are in the Netherlands. But their headquarters is like a mailbox in an apartment building, you know? But they functionally do business out of America or whatever. But for legal and tax reasons, they're a Dutch company. And that sucks.
Yeah.
Ah, this is the place. Nah. I think it looks goofy. Yeah, me too. I just sort of... Insert the one clip of Stewie from Family Guy playing tuba. See, I know things.
Would you say you're more knowledgeable on Simpsons or Family Guy?
Probably Simpsons, although that bar is very low. Like, most of the Simpsons I know I've just sort of absorbed from other people knowing things about the Simpsons. You are probably the person I know who's watched the most Family Guy, to be honest. I don't think I know any other people who've watched a particularly large amount of it. And I've seen like a couple episodes here and there, like on airplanes and stuff. And I didn't like, you know, all joking aside about Family Guy, like I didn't hate it. Like I didn't love it, but it wasn't like terrible or anything.
Yeah.
Like I don't really gel well with Seth MacFarlane's brand of humor. And you know what? It's not for everyone.
I'd probably say like he hasn't written Family Guy for ages. But would say like American Dad is the better show.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think that's a controversial opinion. I did quite like the Cleveland Show. I haven't watched the Orville.
I have heard that show is very good.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe... Nope. And isn't he also, like, doesn't he work on like the Ted TV show as well?
Yeah. So that's his creation as well.
Right, because the
That and
movie
the
was also
movies.
him, right?
Because he voices he obviously voices the teddy bear, and also does the movement.
Really?
I think he did. I know he did that through the Ted movie. Not sure about the Ted series, because he's a full-on director on that as well.
Okay, so there is something I'm missing.
My controversial opinion. Nice. My controversial opinion is that any Seth MacFarlane show is better than South Park.
I also haven't watched a lot of South Park, but you know what? I'm gonna agree with you wholeheartedly there. I did not enjoy what I watched of South Park. I also just think Matt Stone and Trey Parker are cowards.
Yep. People say, Family Guy. I think Family Guy can be off the mark with their humor, and rightly so to get up them. But I think South Park can just downright get nasty.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay, yes. Bring that back down. Then we can press the button. Assuming I don't mess up the jump multiple times in a row. Just to be sure. Okay, good. Greetings. My dear, why are you here? I know of you. It's quite something that you are here right at this time. Elro is back here too, to be executed. No doubt you are also here because of that. Everyone's gone to the assembly hall. I don't know why. Something urgent must have happened. They are waiting to be addressed by one of the suits from the Bastion, and I think General Chrome. Elro's a friend. You couldn't have picked a better time to try and find him. Did he ever tell you why he's wanted? He talks about how frail you are. That's not the story I hear from my coworkers that spotted you along the way, though. Among many things, Elro was upset about your father, Polro. I feel he needs a lot of help, to be honest. Us Chemico Contra had to scramble to get him out of here after what happened. We almost gave ourselves away, but we always help members. The name's Tegan. I've been your brother's partner on the last few concern projects. You'll need the usurper gun attachment to continue towards Elro. It's somewhere behind this door. You can't get it the normal way, but you're probably crafty enough to get in, all things considered. Good luck, Robin. You have to get the assembly hall. As Chemico Contra cannot be found out, it is vital. Okay. So we need key. Flashback. Hey, Elro, I have an idea. Shockwave generates electricity somehow, but it's far weaker than using drops of ivory. Maybe we fashion some sort of hybrid for the time being. The ivory could charge something simpler, making the supply last longer. If people suddenly get power from somewhere else, the concern will notice a smaller demand for ivory. It's useless. Well, I'm trying. What are you doing? Something useful. Okay, smartass, what? You heard about the propulsion lab experiment, right? They tried to make more efficient rocket fuel and it just exploded or something to that effect. Not really. I managed to get a hold of some records of the event. It's an elevator. It's an activator that almost instantly ejects all ivory from matter. Immediate detritus dust. It doesn't really result in thrust. It's kind of terrifying. Surely even more terrifying for those with ivory blood. Aha. This is very reminiscent of a plotline from Killjoys. Fun fact. What is that supposed to mean? Think I've managed to recreate some of it here. What? Why would you do that? Put that away. Don't worry, even if they found these vials, it's a binary liquid. And I've made no notes of that anywhere. It needs 2 liquids to work. I've only made armed mixtures and 2 syringes for testing. What the hell for? Get rid of those. Listen, we can't go on like this. We can't make new ways to power things and pretend the concern won't know. We should get rid of the concern from the inside. Elro, the chemical Contra is not a group of terrorists. Come on, listen to yourself. This is not why you're doing it. Our goal is to give our discoveries to those that can hide it, and to our EC collaborators. Are you going to ruin that now? I have to do something. No, you don't. This is bigger than you. If you consider taking the time to mourn yet, your father is clouding your judgment. Oh, shut the hell up. My father was a coward for what he did. That's not what you think. I can see any hint of you still fiddling with this crap. Oh, sorry. If I see any hint of you still fiddling with this crap, I will inform the others. What's going on over there, friends? Oh boy, more agents. Is something wrong? Good evening, Agent Gray. We're just trying to decide who gets first pick on the new workstations. Haha, I'm glad they're happening, but it's no reason to fight. They're all the same. I can't wait to see what awesome stuff you guys think of when using them. Chemistry's like magic, but for any person to play with. Call me when you finally make that love potion. Some people I know are just impossible. Right. You're the most unfunny 12-year-old on this planet. If that's true, I have an excuse to be a little childish. That man over there is named Elro. Why should I care, Gray? He's the genius chemist that will one day concoct the brew that could make even you bare fangs in a smile. Can't you be happy with a wince? Oh, hey, it's Tola. Agents, there you are. Bare my fangs. Were we not discussing empathy? Yes, I think you were saying things that I should paint on cheap canvas and sell in a discount store. This is a real live, laugh, love stuff, I bet. I could listen to your sarcasm all day. General Chrome is ready to head out to the new desert location. All we need is the ivory supply. Yep, I leave you guys in charge of that whole thing. Hey, you, sign them off on the ivory, okay? All right. Thank you, Agent Gray. Yo, Elro. Great, we all finally have time off. Please, let's just go. Oh, come on, let me just give my buddy some condolences. Listen, I heard what happened to your father. It's always hard to know when these things could happen. My thoughts and prayers are with you for your family. Thoughts and prayers, huh? That is a very charged word. Charged phrase. But hey, you're going to teach me some chemistry soon, right? Let's talk about everything then. It'll do you good. Land on your feet. Thoughts and prayers. Yes, what is it? Fake. You're fake. Excuse me. Don't pretend to care using your cliches. You know how people are treated. You do nothing with your power except stand above others. Why do you get to have that power? Okay, Elro, I'm going to convince some people to let you have some days off, yes? Don't patronize me. This isn't the Elro I know, so I'm just going to leave you. Oh, okay. Elro, what was that? What did you just hit me with? Tell me. Now?
Mischievous.
Throwing you in the cells when you're like this. It was nothing. Just calm down now. It's a bit late for that now. What? Great. What's wrong? Elro? I'm on fire. What, Gray? What's happening to you?
Oh.
God damn. It works.
Purple.
Well, I'll be damned. That seems like a great place to stop.
Yes.
We are a little bit past our time already. Oh, this game keeps surprising me with how interesting its story gets. And I like that about it.
Yeah.
Oh, ooh. Okay. Note to self, don't stretch like that. It hurts my back. All right. That's going to do it for our stream for today. But don't worry, there will be more Twitch goodness tomorrow at 12 p.m. GMT. I almost said PST. GMT, because we're doing what might be the final Hollow Knight randomizer stream.
Ooh.
Zeskra has been practicing against the bosses a lot, and the goal is to do the final boss rush that gets us the ending that we've been going for. It is going to be challenging, but I hope to see you all there because Zeskra's very good at this game, and it's going to be cool as hell. I'm going to get working to get this VOD uploaded. Reminder that we have a Patreon. That's patreon.com/Gamepodular. You can send us money there if you want. You don't have to, but we would really appreciate it. You can do the same on our Ko-fi page. You can listen to our podcasts at the website, your favorite podcast streaming service of choice, or YouTube, youtube.com/@Gamepodular. You can also go to our youtube.com/Gamepodular streams highlight, @Gamepodular streams highlights, to watch VODs of streams like this one, and the one that's happening tomorrow, and the one that's happening on Tuesday. Don't forget Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, because we can never play too many Metroidvanias on this Twitch channel. And that's going to be me and Rosalie. That should be a lot of fun.
Yes.
You can also find stream highlight compilations and the occasional YouTube short on there. Join us on our Discord. It's type Discord into the chat with an exclamation mark, and you will get a link to the Discord. You can also find that link on our website. I hope you all had a good time. I know we did. I complained about fandom a lot. And we'll talk to you all later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.